Welcome back, space enthusiasts. Today, we're embarking on an exciting journey to unravel the mysteries of NASA's Lunar Gateway, a key player in humanity's quest to explore the cosmos. Buckle up, because what you're about to discover will challenge everything you thought you knew about space, science, and the incredible mysteries of our universe. NASA's new space station is called the Lunar Gateway, which will be located near the Moon, nearly 240,000 miles away from Earth. NASA plans to begin assembling the Lunar Gateway in 2024 with the help of international partners, including Canada, Europe, and Japan's space agencies. The Lunar Gateway is expected to play a pivotal role in NASA's plans to maintain a human presence on the Moon and eventually send astronauts to Mars and beyond. Unlike the International Space Station, ISS, which is in low Earth orbit, the Lunar Gateway will be much farther from Earth. Private companies like Axiom Space are also planning to build their own space stations, which could be detached from the ISS and rented out to paying customers. However, NASA's Lunar Gateway is a crucial component of its future space exploration missions. The Lunar Gateway will be located near the Moon, nearly 240,000 miles away from Earth, while the ISS is in low Earth orbit. The Lunar Gateway will serve as a solar-powered communication hub, science laboratory, and short-term habitation module for government agency astronauts, as well as a holding area for rovers and other robots. Its purpose is to maintain a human presence on the Moon and eventually send astronauts to Mars and beyond. The Lunar Gateway is a multinational collaborative project involving 4 of the International Space Station partner agencies: NASA, the European Space Agency, ESA, Japan's Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, and the Canadian Space Agency, CSA. The Lunar Gateway will differ from the ISS in terms of location, purpose, assembly, size, and multinational collaboration. The Lunar Gateway is a relatively new project, and its history can be traced back to NASA's plans for future space exploration. NASA's Artemis program. In 2019, NASA announced the Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the Moon by 2024 and establish a sustainable presence there. The Lunar Gateway is a critical component of this program. Lunar Orbital Platform Gateway, LOPG. Initially, the Lunar Gateway was known as the Lunar Orbital Platform Gateway, LOPG. The concept of a lunar gateway or outpost has been discussed for many years, but it gained significant attention and progress with the Artemis program. International collaboration. NASA has been working with international partners, including Canada, Europe, and Japan's space agencies, to develop the Lunar Gateway. These partnerships aim to share resources, expertise, and costs, making the project a collaborative effort. Development and assembly. NASA plans to begin assembling the Lunar Gateway in 2024. The assembly will take place in space, similar to the International Space Station, but with a different configuration and purpose. Future missions. The Lunar Gateway is expected to serve as a stepping stone for future deep space missions, including crewed missions to Mars and beyond. It will provide a platform for testing technologies, conducting scientific research, and refining the capabilities required for long-duration space travel. The history of the Lunar Gateway is closely tied to NASA's Artemis program and its goal of returning humans to the Moon. The project has involved international collaboration and is set to play a crucial role in future space exploration missions. The building of the Lunar Gateway is currently underway, with a planned timeline for its development and assembly. According to NASA, the Power and Propulsion Element, PP, and the Habitation and Logistics Outpost, HALO, are targeted to launch together no earlier than November 2025 on a Falcon Heavy rocket. The initial gateway is expected to be in place and ready to accommodate the first crew of Artemis 4 in late 2026. The Lunar Gateway is an international outpost that will be built around the Moon. It will be an essential component of NASA's Artemis program. which aims to return humans to the moon and establish a sustainable presence there. The Lunar Gateway will operate in a near-rectilinear halo orbit around the moon. This orbit allows the spacecraft to fly low over the lunar south pole while reaching higher points in its orbit. The Lunar Gateway will consist of various modules and components, including the Power and Propulsion Element, PP, the Habitation and Logistics Outpost, HALO, a Communications and Connecting Module, a Science Module, and more. The Lunar Gateway is a collaborative project involving NASA, the Canadian Space Agency, CSA, the European Space Agency, ESA, and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA. It will serve as a multi-purpose outpost, providing support for a sustainable human presence on the moon, acting as a staging point for lunar and deep space missions, facilitating research and experiments, and enabling communication with Earth. The Lunar Gateway will weigh around 40 tons and will consist of a service module, a communications module, a connecting module, an airlock for spacewalks, a place for the astronauts to live, and an operations station to command the Gateway's robotic arm or rovers on the moon. However, NASA revealed a new logo for the Gateway program in 2019, which represents the Gateway's near-rectilinear halo orbit above the gray horizon of the moon with a white arch similar in appearance to the street. Lewis Gateway Arch. The Lunar Gateway will be an international outpost orbiting the moon that will consist of various modules and components. It will serve as a multi-purpose outpost, providing support for a sustainable human presence on the moon, acting as a staging point for lunar and deep space missions, facilitating research and experiments, and enabling communication with Earth. Its design and capabilities are still evolving as the project. It is currently scheduled to be launched in November 2025. The Power and Propulsion Element, PP, and the Habitation and Logistics Outpost, HALO, will be launched together on a Falcon Heavy rocket. The initial components are expected to be assembled on Earth and launched together. The first cargo mission for the Lunar Gateway is expected to take place in 2027, with the first crewed mission to the station, Artemis 3, planned for 2025. The Lunar Gateway is a critical aspect of NASA's Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the moon and establish a sustainable presence there. The Gateway will support these missions by essentially acting as an international space station for the moon. It will have a lot of similarities to the ISS, but it will be smaller in size. The Gateway is expected to be around 1/6 the size of the International Space Station. In a nutshell, the Lunar Gateway and the ISS are celestial cousins with their own unique flavors. From their locations, purposes, and assembly methods to their sizes and collaborative efforts, these space stations are a testament to humanity's thirst for knowledge and exploration. And that wraps up our comparison today. Keep watching our other video on why world's military leader concerns about Elon Musk's Starlink. And we will see you soon.